can start the discussion, please.
Can I start?
Anybody can.
Okay. So today we are here discussing, our topic of discussion today is about a restaurant owner choosing the most suitable hand drying option for a posh restaurant. So I think, in my opinion, for a posh restaurant, ideally the owner should opt for hot air dryers, even though it does have a initial cost of 500 rupees and a monthly service charge of 100. But I think they are stable for long-term perspective, because, for example, for like paper towels, we can see that even though it costs 5 paisa, but it will increase, the cost will increase depending on the crowd every day. And also, if we are considering roller towels, uh, even though it is cheaper, but I think it does raise a hygiene concern as it is being used multiple times. So if we are seeing it from a point of view of a posh restaurant, I think touch-free hot air dryers are better for the brand image. Also, they reduce the risk of contamination, and also like they are environmentally sustainable as we are not using the paper towels. So even though maintenance is required, I think hot air dryers make them the most suitable for the brand image.
Adding
Sir,
to what
I
Ashmita
agree
just
with,
said.
should I say?
Oh, yeah, continue.
Sir, I agree with Ashmita because there are three options for us. One is the hot air dryers, toweling rolls, and the paper towels. Since the restaurant is a posh restaurant, the paper towel option gets cancelled. So we remain with the dryer and the toweling rolls. Now that I have tried to do a cost analysis. So for the dryer, I have done the cost analysis for 5 years. So the initial cost of the dryer is 500, and it is written that service charge per month, yes, per month is 100. So service charge per year would be 100 multiplied by 12, which is 1200. So the service charge for 5 years would be 1200 multiplied by 5, which is 6,000. So the total cost for one dryer would be 6,500. Now, if now we have to consider that the restaurant should have two restrooms, one for male and one for female. So if each restroom has one dryer, then two restrooms will have two. So our total cost is then 6,500 multiplied by 2, um, 13,000. So the total cost for 5 years for both dryers is 13,000. Now coming to toweling rolls, it is said that it is 5 rupees per roll, and it is changed daily. So let's say that the restaurant remains closed for one day a week. So number of days it remains closed for a month is 4. So the number of days it is closed for a year would be 4 multiplied by 12, which is 48. So number of days it is open is 365 minus 448, which is 317. So suppose we have one paper towel in one restroom. So number of days the number of rolls used in a year would be 5 multiplied by 317, which is 1585. And again, if we take the theory of male restroom and female restroom, the total cost would be for 1 year would be 3170, and for 5 years it would be 15850. So I think the dryer option is cheaper because it comes to 13,000, and a toweling roll comes to 15,805 850. And dryers also have a good lifespan of around 5 to 8 years. So dryer would be the best option.
I would like to bring a new perspective to this, GD. So while we are saying it is going to be a posh restaurant, I believe that since it is a new restaurant, getting a dryer will require an unnecessarily high fixed investment. And if there are investors on board, there it might be high, and it might be difficult to convince them with the rising costs that are already there in setting up any new business. What I propose is that we can go for something hygienic instead in the first few months, that is the paper towel, which costs significantly lesser, and it's still a very hygienic option. Since the number of paper towels and the cost varies directly with the number of customers, if the restaurant picks up demand, the cost is going to increase, and that can be substantiated. And after a while, after the restaurant has completely picking up and there is a lot of crowd, the restaurant owner can then switch to dryers, and he will be able to substantiate and give a reasoning for that high fixed cost and the maintenance charges and the initial cost. And it will not also destroy the brand image, because since the customers will be more at that point and the brand image is going to be more focused on at that time, the dries will be there. Until then, we can have the paper towels option, which is a more economical option, I would say, and which is also a very hygienic option.
I
But
agree with Manya that probably having a combination, starting with paper towels and then shifting to dryers will be a nice idea. I believe that if it is a posh restaurant, the restaurant must have maybe two options to go with it, because there are people coming to the restaurant who are ready to pay premiums to get to the posh restaurant, and hence they should be catering to pretty much everyone's need. A dryer can help in drying the hand, and then a paper towel may be useful. So paper towel may be useful to wipe off the hand. So I believe that a combination of both dryer and towel will be and a paper roll will be much feasible for the restaurant, and this can justify the needs of pretty much everyone who's coming to the restaurant and using or using the wash basin or something to wash their hands and then to dry their hands.
I
I would
also
like to add to
agree
that
with,
point. May I?
yeah, you can continue.
Yeah, I would like to add to that point that using just dryers also takes a lot of time to dry your hands. Like if we wash and directly use the dryer, it takes um, like much more time to dry your hands, and that may cause a queue in the restrooms, as well as customers might get impatient. So a combination of a dryer and paper towels would be the ideal solution. But if we had to had like had to choose only one option, then paper towel would be my suggestion, because um, that won't create a queue. It's way more hygienic, and since it's a posh restaurant, the owner might be able to um, give like provide cleaning services, so messy washrooms won't be a problem.
I disagree with the point of paper towel being more hygienic. I think it leads to paper wastage, and touch-free hand dryers are more hygienic. So I think combination is the best option. Also, there is a possibility that if we are putting paper towels as our first option, as considering this is the posh restaurant, the customers may see it as not non-hygienic keeping the paper towels, because they are expecting a premium treatment for the rest from the restaurant.
We see that whenever we go to some good restaurants or probably go to a movie theater or probably travel by a flight and visit the airport for the same, we see that there's a combination of both paper towels and hand dryers within the same uh, washroom. And that seems very convenient because just like pretty much the panel said that they could be a queue forming within the washroom for using either of the services. That way, the since paper towels don't require someone to wait in the queue, it's a very fast process. I think that paper towels being present also helps in making sure that there is no queue forming, and then there being a hand dryer of sorts uh, can help to the individuals who are just waiting and want to just dry their hands, and they don't mind uh, standing there to dry their hands for a bit. Apart from
I
that, we also see that people do need paper towels in order to wipe their mouths or something too in general when they go to a restaurant, and I believe that hence there being paper towel also caters to this need of the customers coming into the restaurant. I made a small cost analysis for the same. I made it for a year, and I think that the dryer costs rupees 1700, somewhere around that for a year, and whereas the paper rolls cost rupees 1800 for the year. So I think paper rolls must be out of the option. And also I did a cost analysis for paper towels, and that was coming to be pretty high, somewhere around 7000 rupees. And hence I believe that having paper towels, having a dryer is the best option in the present scenario. And after that, probably having a combination of paper towels for catering to the needs of pretty much everyone. And since it's a posh restaurant, I think that the owners must make sure that everyone's needs are catered, and hence having a paper towel also makes sense.
I would also like to add another point to it. While paper towels might be unsustainable, it might lead to a sort of wastage. I think that paper towels are very hygienic. There's no cross contamination as such. And as someone earlier mentioned, that if there is wiping of any other sorts, it will come in handy. Considering that, I believe that having both of these options is a good option. But if there are capital constraints, it's better to have the dryer in the long run, since it's more cost effect. The cost is more economical in the long run for the dryers.
I have something to add to the wastage point. We could probably be using recycled paper, recycled uh, paper towels in order to do the wiping. And I think that using recycled goods helps better, uh, helps reduce wastage, and also helps us in the 3R principle, which has turned to be 4R principle right now, which is reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover. And if it is helping that initiative, I think it is very sustainable on the long run too.
Anybody has anything else to add here?
Sir, I think recycled paper towels would cost more than normal paper towels, and since this restaurant is a new restaurant, I don't think it can afford it.
Okay, Vidhi, please summarize the discussion.
Good evening, everyone. So today we were discussing about the best restroom option for a posh restaurant. So everyone everyone told that uh, both paper towels and hot air dryers are good options for a posh restaurant. Paper towels are very hygienic because each customer gets a fresh towel and they are cheap and easy to manage. In a busy restaurant, this is convenient and ensure cleanliness. Hot air dryers, on the other hand, are eco-friendly, reduce waste, and give a modern and premium look. They also send a message that the restaurant cares about the environment and provides a high experience for customers. Roller towels, however, are not very suitable because they are used by many people and can look unhygienic, which is not acceptable in a posh restaurant. So overall, I feel the owner can choose paper towels if he wants quick, convenience, and hygienic, or hot air dryers if he wants a modern, classy, uh, friendly option. Both can work well depending on the restaurant's priorities.
Manya, please summarize.
Yes, sir. So the topic of our discussion today was was what option a new restaurant can consider while choosing amongst paper towels, roller towels, and hot air dryers. So initially, the discussion started with it being a posh restaurant and the hot air dryers being the best solution because it would look good for the brand image. Secondly, it would be more hygienic and sustainable. Then another point was raised about how paper towels could be initially put in place and then hot air dryers. Cost analysis were done for all three options. Also, paper towels and hot air dryers, putting both paper towels and hot air dryers was considered as a solution since it would give the customers a preference and it would lead to a better brand satisfaction and customer satisfaction. Then secondly, since paper towels would be hygienic but ultimately generate a lot of waste, the idea of recycled paper was also proposed. But then again, the cost for recycled paper towels was also proposed, which brings us to the basic two foundations of our group discussions, which was either we propose hotter dryers or paper towels both in the long run, or we start with paper towels and switch to hotter dryers. And another one, I'm so sorry, I forgot that from the start we propose hotter dryers itself. Thank you.
Okay. If you had to select one person from this discussion, whom would you select, Kaushani? All of
Sir,
you,
based on what?
you have to select one person from the discussion. Whom would you select?
Sir, I would select Manya.
Shreya, whom would you select?
So Manya, probably.
Vidhi,
Samanya.
Asmita,
I would go for Ayush.
Manya,
I would go for Ayush.
Ayush,
I'd go for Manya. Technically speaking, I'd go for myself, but I'd go for Manya.
hmm. I think Kaushani did pretty well because she started the cost analysis thing, and but she missed out on the paper napkin or towel thing. So that calculation also you should have done, somebody from among you. That didn't happen. The other thing is that Manya, I don't think the cost of a hand dryer is going to be a big cost in a posh restaurant. And you said that two, three times. So I don't think that will be considered by any person who is setting up a posh restaurant. Okay.
Okay, understood. I just wanted to put forth the point of a maybe an increased fixed capital, not because of this sole component, but overall. But I understand.
Yeah. So anybody has any questions or doubts about this discussion or generally about group discussion or cases?
Sir, I had one doubt regarding this discussion. This was a very particular case, like proper अपने को सारा situation दे रखा है. So in this discussion, we cannot make the topic divert to other topics as well, right? Like
Mm.
it's usually wise to get a very wide approach towards the GD topic, but in this case, it is not very much feasible, right?
Yeah, this is more of a case, but a small case as such. So it is better to remain within the parameters given. And this is a very specific discussion. So you cannot
Mm-hmm.
sort of go out of the discussion. Even otherwise, in a group discussion, no, the idea is to look at the forest and not the trees. Okay.
Hmm.
So you
Hmm.
should always focus on the forest and not the trees, even when you are doing a group discussion. See, finally you
Hmm.
are going for an MBA course. So it's about managing people, managing situations. So you don't look at too much details which have no values.
Hmm.
You do not split hair as they say, no.
Hmm.
हिंदी में बोलते हैं बाल की खाल निकालना, तो बाल के तो खाल होती नहीं है ना,
हाँ.
तो बाल की खाल नहीं निकालना है, तो ज़्यादा डिटेल में इतना भी नहीं जाना है कि वो इरिटेटिंग हो जाए. You have to focus on the broader aspects of everything.
ठीक.
Like
Also,
that.
I have one thing to ask. Oh, I'm so sorry. Wait.
हाँ बोलिए.
Uh, when in cases like these, there's given कि आपको एक option choose करना है. Can we? But maybe two options seem viable to us, like in this one, and clubbing two options seem viable. तो हम वो कर सकते हैं, or is
Yeah,
it not pertaining to the question, or are we diverting from the question only?
no, it's okay. You have to say what you think is practical given the situation. And like some of you said, in most restaurants, posh restaurants, or in airports, or in malls, sometimes you have two, three options. Na? Some people don't you want to use the dryer. Some people don't want to use napkins. And you will find that in most of the hotels or restaurants, they have option for both if it is a posh one. So
Okay,
that's
okay, got
absolutely
it.
fine. Anything else? Okay. I personally would have probably selected Koshani in this case, in this discussion, but you have to speak a little more in the middle and the end also. You cannot just make a point and then sit back. Okay. Try to be in the discussion 2, 3 times at
Okay,
least.
sir.